But even just starting brickwork and just being around land use consultants and city planners, but now with this collaboration, I'm really now seeing how difficult it is for architects as well, for that balance of aesthetic and penciling.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's that tightrope, right? And so sometimes, these are your clients, so you have to kind of present options, and then, they are constrained by capital and also ROI on those projects as well. But no, I mean, I think this is exciting because I've said this previously. I want brickwork to scale and have an ability to go at the very minimum to the cities you guys have offices in, right? So LA is the starting or jumpstart for us, but we'd love to be in, Denver. We'd love to be in, in DC and other Seattle and Portland, all these cities, because they themselves have similar but different constraints and challenges, right, with affordable housing and this rapid urbanization, and how many people are staying in the city, how many people are leaving, and what's going to be the new norm. So we want to bring new entrants. That was my point, is really these, I think, if the barrier of entry is always just going to be information, and the people that take advantage of it have arbitrage and they just want to build a certain type, we really want to open the gate so that so many newer people can come and they want to build the things that you guys are designing, if that makes sense. We kind of want to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, well, and I think the other thing that's interesting is, many cities, and LA is definitely a more progressive one in terms of the planning department and kind of what what they allow and what they don't. And
Right,
I think
right.
obviously every site's different, but thinking about some of the things that have been baked into either the zoning code or kind of planners' brains, kind of leads to, and we can talk about this some other time, but kind of on the drawing boards right now is our next R&D project, which is
Oh, wow.
re-envisioning that ground plane of what happens with the retail that is in so many of these buildings, because
Oh,
you've got just retail, and starting before the pandemic, but the pandemic being an accelerator, starting to kind of close up retail. So what do you do with that ground plane at the sidewalk, and how do you activate that and make that interesting instead of a bunch of soaped up windows and vacant retail space? And so
right.
whether that's from a ground up standpoint of just programming that differently at the ground, or again, the adaptive reuse of that ground floor plane, and how that all works out. So stay tuned for that. Marissa's hard at work on that right now.